just got all the way up into the tippy top here. Nice big tree. I'm guessing it's not quite 100, probably 85 feet or so tall. But trying something a little bit different with my canopy anchor this time. I went till I had probably 5 or 10 feet of my tail still on the ground down there, and then I tied an alpine butterfly here, and then I used the rest of the rope, or coiled the rest of the rope up and tethered it to the limb up here. And that's just to get out of the way. I could have, you know, just used the end of the rope up here and had the whole rope below me, but then you got an extra 70 feet on the ground getting tangled in things. If you want to pull over something, it just takes forever to pull it over, which really doesn't make a big difference in removals because you shouldn't have to do that. But anyhow, we're going to try this because leaving this hanging down just gets in the way of everything too. So we'll see how it works, if it stays up here or not. I don't know, I'm kind of liking the idea of it. We'll see how it goes. Alrighty guys, we got our next piece of rigging hardware to try here. This is just a regular, I don't even know what brand it is, not Crosby or anything. But anyhow, regular 5/8 shackle, 3.25 ton working load limit. And CMI has gone and done some machining on it, cut the threads out of it, and put this slick pin in with one barb on it. And they recessed it. There's a recessed shoulder on this side, so that way it can't come out no matter what you do. So, super quick, super simple, can't drop it. It's a nice size. This is 5/8 rope. It's a nice size for working with that. And I think this will work out pretty good. We'll give this a shot today. Should work out better than a Notch Rapid rig. Nobody likes that thing, but I'm hoping to like this thing. So, we'll give her a go. Alright, so we got ourselves a first proper GRCS rig. It's gonna be a little sketchy, but that is what it is. I got the rope tip tied out there. It goes all the way up to a rigging point up there, and down the tree to redirect them straight into the GRCS. I'm gonna cut a notch on the top side here, and because there's a limb directly above, you know, the path we want to pull this thing, we're gonna steer it a little bit to the side. Our biggest obstacle is the power lines down there, and I'm gonna typically you would cut this notch pretty wide so this piece can stand up pretty far. But I actually want it to break off before it stands all the way up. So I'm going to cut it fairly narrow for what you would expect for this kind of a scenario. But we'll see how it goes. Keep cranking. Okay, stop. Let me get out of the way here. Okay, I can feel that hinge starting to break in the tree, which is good because we're about to run out of room in the canopy. Keep going, buddy. You almost got it. There it goes. There she is, looky there. Okay, go on ahead and let her down there, boys. Sorry that took more cranking than I expected. I didn't leave a real big hinge on it. Whoa, mission. So we're gonna do the same thing with this log here now. And where I would have conventionally rigged this, or typically would have rigged this in 2 or 3 pieces, we're gonna do the whole thing at once because there's not gonna be any shock loading. It's just the way we like it. That's good. Alright, so we got ourselves a notch cut on the top, got our back cut made on the bottom. I had Elisha put a little bit of pre-tension on the rope, so that way as I was cutting up through the bottom, it didn't want to sag down and pinch my saw in the cut there. I cut my cut a little bit narrower this time, and this one's a lot less dynamic, so if we need to, we can come back over and cut the hinge off, but I think it'll go just fine the way it is. So go ahead and start cranking there, Elisha. See that gap growing on the bottom and it closing on the top as he pulls up? That's excellent. That's what we like to see. That thin row of fibers in there is keeping the branch steady this way. It's keeping it stable. It's not going to swing this way or swing that way, and so that's why I'm safe to be over here. And when that gap closes all the way on the top, those fibers will break off, and by that time the piece will be standing straight up, which is the way that gravity would like to hold it. So it should be pretty static operation here. Okay, he's at the top. There it goes. Looky there. And that's way bigger of a piece than I would have ever rigged by, you know, just conventional gravity, dropping it on a rope kind of a thing. At least in this scenario. We're really close to the house over here, so. Alright, go ahead and let that down there, Elisha. That'll be fantastic. I'm sorry. So we got a little bit of pre-tension on it. I'm gonna make my notch in the top. Probably gonna leave a little thicker hinge this time too. Not much though, we don't want too much. Alright, now I'm gonna get out of the way because when this comes off of here, it's gonna swing back to the tree and I don't want to be here for that. Okay, go ahead and start cranking, Elisha. Okay, so that one did not break correctly. I guess I should have been more specific in my request. You can go on down with that, Elisha. But that one broke by sheer pulling the fibers out of the hinge. I should have made the notch a little closer. It didn't help that it was getting tangled up there, but that was ultimately my fault, I guess. Alrighty, we're gonna do the same with this log and finish out this limb. Alright, go ahead and crank on that. Go just like that. Okay, you can come on down with it. While I'm out swinging here, I thought I'd explain to you what we're going to do with this one. We're going to add another spider leg, so to speak, to our rigging rope here, and we're going to tie one end on here and one end on out there, and that will keep us from, you know, losing one end or the other. If we were to balance tie it, we'd be taking a kind of a little bit more of a risk as to whether or not we got it just right. If we were to tie it back here, surely that end would hit the fence. If we were to tie it out there, this end would surely hit the ground, and who knows where it would hit down there. So we're going to avoid both those by keeping it about the same level, picking the whole thing up, and then swinging it this way. Alrighty, we got our leg tied on here with a Blake stitch. Woo! We're going to go out there and probably tie the primary leg on at the end, because it'll likely have the most weight on it, and then we'll tie the secondary end back here at the butt. Ugh. It's like a nice humid 95 degrees here today, so I'm really glad that we got a little bit of breeze. Typically breeze is not my friend, but it is today. Them walking's more fun when you can see where you're walking. Alright, this ought to be enough. Our rope is going out there at a pretty hard angle, so we're going to leave a little bit of slack in this line. And what's going to happen is it'll start to swing around, and when the hinge wood breaks, the butt will drop off, and that'll be okay. It's not great. We might actually, I see the wires are in the same elevation plane that this thing is in, so we'll probably crank it up a good bit with the GRCS. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Go ahead and put it in the GRCS down there, Elisha, and we're actually going to crank on it before I tie this rope on. I want to change the angle of the limb before I put the second leg on. Let me find something to tie myself to. There's approximately nothing. Okay, I'm going to tie this on here for just in case reasons. In case it lets go before I want it to or something like that. But why don't you go ahead and crank on that, Elisha? Thank you for being all set up and ready to go. We're not going to have enough extra rope to get to do what we want to anyway. So that's okay, just keep it cranking.
Watch out, Joe, just so you know, it's gonna do funny things here at some point.
Alrighty. So it's less than ideal that we're... Okay. Go ahead and stop there, Elisha. As this side is moving, this side isn't able to move, so it's got it all straightened out in a bad way up there. So I'm going to do a little hocus pocus kind of cutting. I'm going to reach over there and try to Finish that hinge off a little bit ahead of time. I should have known that, I don't know why. Okay. Oh, yep. Alrighty. And there was the evidence that we had too much tension on that blue and white leg back here. Alrighty, now that we got ourselves some space opened up, I had the gentleman below me put the rigging bollard on the GRCS base plate, and we're going to do some conventional rigging. Nicely done. Wonderful. That was great. Good job. That's a spirit jewel. There you go. Nicely done. Oh, sorry, Elisha. If my rope's in your way, just let me know. I'll pull it out. Thank you for being attentive to it. That'd be the right way to say that. Okay, that was good pretension. It didn't move at all. So let me just get out of the way for you and try not to get wrecked on this wire. Okay, go ahead and crank. We got our hinge angled a little bit to try and get that away from the brush and also follow the direction of our rope a little better. I'll help reduce the chance of hinge failure. Look at that, just doing what it's meant to do. What a magnificent thing. Okay, now I'm expecting that hinge to break any minute now. Hopefully it holds on long enough to do what it's supposed to do, but sure enough, it almost did. Perfect. Okay, you can go ahead and let it down there, Elisha. Okay, you ready, Fabio? Nice. Nice work there. That was excellent. Got it below me and everything. I really appreciate that. Nice work there, bud. Real nice work. Alrighty, we are high enough in a tree where we can't take this whole limb with the GRCS because it will stand up taller than the tie-in or the rigging points, and that would not work. I mean, it might work, but it would be unpredictable and dangerous. So we're gonna take this limb in 2 pieces. Should be no problem. Just a little bit more effort in the climbing, that's fine. That's what I'm here for. So, alrighty. Okay, let me get out of here and get to a safe place. The reason I can't stay here is that our ropes will interfere. And there's really nothing you can do about it, at least that I can do about it in this scenario, so take my opportunity to run and hide. Giving you problems there, Fabio? Okay, no problem. Right now we're fighting brush entanglement up there. No, keep going. I've got to break off the hinge first. I tried to steer it out of that brush with the hinge angle, but it wasn't enough. A lot of tension on that rope. There it goes. Okay. My time to hide, just about. It broke off the hinge, but it's sitting on the stub. There it goes. Wow. Okay. So I probably didn't have good ratio. Probably should have tied out a little bit further on that one. That was my fault. Okay, go ahead and let it down. Alrighty, so we've come to the end of day one. I've got some estimates I gotta go do, so we gotta call it a day here. But didn't get quite as much done as I was hoping to. I was hoping to get one whole half the tree brushed out, and we're a good bit short of that. But you know, things always go to plan. Sometimes that's just how it goes. So yeah, this is what we got left here. We got a few big limbs, you know, here and there, and the tops obviously. But ideally, I was hoping to get all the brush done by tomorrow and then have the third day for the wood. So I was hoping for 3 parts. Maybe you'll get 4. I don't know. We'll see how it goes, you know. But anyhow, yep, it was a good day. We were down a person. Felicia was out today because she hurt her ankle over the weekend. Poor girl playing basketball, but hopefully she'll recover quickly. And we'll have her back. I got some fill-in help coming at least at the end of the week and maybe tomorrow too. So we'll see how it goes. But yep. One last thing, if you want to see the way the rest of this tree comes down, you want to make sure you don't miss any of the parts or anything, you could always subscribe. We got a lot of people that watch and don't subscribe, and that's fine. I mean, I don't, you know, you don't owe that to me by any means, but it always helps the channel if we have more subscribers. So if that's something you think of earned from you, that'd be awesome. We appreciate it. Thanks. Have a good day.